What's good, CK Crew? It's your boy CK2K, and welcome back to another video. Excuse me if my voice it goes in and out. I did lose my voice over the weekend. Told you guys on Coast to Coast, but yeah, so that's happening. You guys know the deal. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the links in the description for the merch, Discord, all that stuff. But let's get straight into the video. This happened last night.
Ibaka trying to stay with Durant, knocks it away, and Durant's limping. Durant goes down holding his leg, and Durant grabbing that right leg. It's the right calf that put him out.
So we know going into the game, KD was cleared to play. Speculations going around the locker room leading up to the last night's game was that KD was not doing a good job in rehabbing his leg and, you know, actually putting in the work to play and help the team out. And then KD basically proved or tried to prove everybody wrong by playing last night by saying, look, man, I'm good, let's play, when he really wasn't. Now, speculation going into the game was the reason why it was taking so long for him to play was that the injury was worse than it was, and rada. I had thought that the injury was worse. I didn't think it was an Achilles thing. A lot of people were speculating that. I was fighting against it the entire time. But basically, after what we saw last night, indeed, KD's Achilles was hanging on by a thread. Excuse me for lack of a better word. I had made a joke, not really a joke, but an analogy about, you know, being like a half piece torn piece of paper and him playing on that if it ended up being an Achilles thing. And sure enough, that's what it was. To be honest, there was a play when I think it was Ibaka that dived for the ball and he took KD down and he got him by the legs. It was a clean play. It sounds bad when you say it out loud. I thought that would have been the play. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna hurt it, but he got back up and bounced up. And before that play, I was worried about KD the entire time watching him, and he's not playing at his best. I mean, he's playing at his best basketball wise, but as far as like the way he's going up and down the court, which is scary for KD to play at 50% and still be that great is a scary thought. And I'm going to go into detail about this a little bit in this video. Going into the game, you know, you could see he was going through the motions, but just because he's Kevin Durant and, you know, he's just that much of a beast, he did what he did. He went for a quick 3 for 3. He eventually did airball at some point in the game. He did come short in a few of his shots off the dribble, but he was looking like he was going to be okay, looking like he was going to play a solid 22 minutes and do exactly what you would expect for KD to do until he tried to make, you know, I would say rather basic move that he normally makes all the time. And then we saw the injury happen. And even his face when he went down, it was one of those things where he knew. He was like, well, we something like this was going to happen. And I think that was probably the most eerie part of the entire thing, because he went down and it wasn't no grimace, no nothing. He just went down and said, damn. To me, when I saw that as like, yeah, the whole time it was an Achilles injury that they were trying to hide from us, which led me to go on Twitter and everywhere and just start going in on the Warriors staff, because free agency or not, like, I understand you do what you got to do for a championship, but this is a player's long-term career. You know what I mean? It's one thing if it's a bruised knee. It's one thing if it's a strained hamstring, all kinds of things like that where it's going to be painful, but you can try and tough it out, which is what their comparisons they were saying with, you know, with Boogie and with Iggy and all these other guys that had injuries that are playing through it. Even Looney, who had his crazy, what's it called? I can't remember what it was called, but it was near his collarbone injury. They were talking about these guys are playing through it. Why can't you? Well, the reason why he can't is because he has one of the more serious injuries in the NBA, and you can't play on something like that. I said that even in my last video. It's like no way, shape, or form, if that's the case, you should play on that. But then he got cleared, and then I was just like, cool, I was right. It was just a calf. It's only a calf. He can play. He looked good in warm-ups, all kinds of stuff. We were hearing all the fluff that we wanted to hear. Practices looked good. Jay Williams was talking him up and blah 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 blah. And then what happened last night. And the thing is, I'm bummed, but like, yeah, if you're coming to this video, you're expecting me to be bummed because of the Knicks. But no, man, I'm bummed NBA wide because Kevin Durant is arguably he's in some people's list, he's the best player in the league right now. And it's just rough to see whether he was in a Knicks jersey or a Clippers jersey or a Warriors jersey. It's going to suck that he's not going to be in the league. And not only that, he's going to be 31 when he's probably healthy, and coming back from an injury like that at 31 is going to be rough. Not to be honest, if anybody's going to do it, I do believe it's Kevin Durant. We saw him walking up and down the court, Still was able to get some tough plays here and there, but he still easily got 11 points in the first quarter, very easily. So I really think that he's going to be one of those guys that's going to have that's going to have a different kind of mindset, and he's going to come back. He's going to come back, not the same, but he's going to come back pretty damn close to the same from an injury like this. Again, that kind of injury, you can't tell. More times than not, it's going to go south, but I believe that he's probably going to be okay coming back from this injury. But then that comes to the next question. What do the Knicks do? So now I'm going to be more Knicks on this. All that was just NBA fan talking about KD. Now I'm going to go to the Knicks side talking about it. It's a hard battle. I mean, I think selfishly you would say, you know what? I don't care. Go get Kevin Durant. We'll wait the year. Let him heal up and see what happens. But then the brain comes in. It's like, does that make sense though? Because there is still that possibility he comes back and he doesn't look the same. As much as we all might want to believe that he'll come back and be fine, I think he would be, just because he's that kind of beast, and because he is athletic, but he's known to be a scorer. So I feel like, if anything, he's still going to go out there and get buckets, maybe just not around the rim as much as he used to, or on some moves like you saw there. But I still think he's still going to go out there and get buckets. But at the same time, it's one of those things where he's most likely he's probably going to end up picking up that option and play his last year on his contract with Golden State, and then end up being a free agent next year, because he'll probably come back towards the end of the season, because the Warriors are going in the playoffs, so he'll probably come back towards the end of the season, play in the playoffs, and see what he can do and see where he's at coming into free agency next year, and then we'll probably have this conversation again. But as far as us pursuing him this year, I think we save up. We keep our money. We go and spend it on good vets that can go around our youth. I think we go that route, like in the video I posted on IG of Chris Broussard talking about, like, the Knicks just take the Atlanta Hawks route, the OG Golden State Warriors route, and just build from within. And we took a great step in that last year. Yes, our record wasn't great, but we took a good step in that in our development, and guys like Mitchell Robinson, Lonzo Trier, Kevin Knox, these guys look good from the jump. So it just makes the most sense in a situation like this to just, not break the bank, like not pull a 2010. What's great about this, front office that people outside of Knicks fans don't know is they are learning from our past mistakes. They know not to, even with this Anthony Davis thing, like, reports are coming out now that it's like they're worried to throw a bunch of youth for a superstar like Anthony Davis and risk having a problem that we had with Carmelo Anthony. As much as I love Carmelo Anthony, I was happy he came to our team. Arguably, he was a free agent coming up in a few seasons. He probably would have signed with us either way. I strongly believe that. Maybe he probably would have gone to the Miami Heat. Who knows? But we had a chance probably to get him in free agency anyways, but we ended up trading away all of our youth. We see now that, Wilson Chandler, I mean, Danilo Gallinari turned into a solid player of this team. Maybe not all-star caliber. I don't know who thought he would have been. Wilson Chandler overachieved anyways from where he was picked. So it's like one of those things where it's like, it sucks, but it's like, okay, long term it worked out, because we did lose out on a lot of draft picks, and we can go down the list and who those draft picks turn into. I don't want to turn into that, because this is even more of a depressing video than it already is. But I'm sidetracking, talking about the Knicks right now. In according to Kevin Durant, we just commit to the rebuild, because we're already off to a great start. We're gonna have the third pick, keep the third pick. It's most likely going to turn to RJ Barrett, who could be the next superstar for our franchise if he's groomed the right way, which is why I think it's important to spend some of our money on the right veterans to be around him. Like, there's guys that are gonna be out there, like, I'm not saying to do it, but you can get guys like a Rudy Gay or some of these kind of small forwards and guys that could play that position, or that can groom him into the position that, Rudy Gay, who's been Rudy Gay, he got extended, huh? I'm stupid, excuse my Rudy Gay comment, but you know what I mean, like a veteran like that can go along with RJ Barrett to help him turn into the guy that everyone expects him to be around him. Like, a DJ was a tremendous help for Mitchell Robinson, and to be real, I wouldn't mind bringing DJ back. Again, I don't want to throw as much money as he was getting paid last year, but if he's willing to take a lesser contract to be there for Mitchell Robinson, I don't know if he would do that, because he's probably going to be playing to get a chip, which I completely respect and understand. I would even bring back Tyson Chandler, strictly just to be a guy there for Mitchell Robinson, and that's it. Like, I think that's what the kind of free agencies that we should be picking up. I'm going to do more detail on this in another video, but I just wanted to get all my thoughts out of this video after the injury that happened last night. Before I continue to ramble and talk about nonsense and nothing, I'm going to end the video there. I just wanted to address my thoughts on what we should do now that the KD injury happened. But please, in the comments, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree? Do you guys think that he's going to pick up his option and stay with Golden State next season? Do you think you also agree that we should just commit to the rebuild and just go on that and maybe try again next free agency, or just forget about free agency and just continue to do it within and stop banking on hoping that we get a free agent? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. I know a lot of you guys have already been heavy on that in the first place, and I've been hearing you. Trust me, I really have. I just feel like if you had a chance for Kevin Durant, you take it. But for all my people who are rebuild already, I heard you. I agreed with you. It's just Kevin Durant. And that goes to say about Kyrie Irving and stuff like that. I don't want to spend Kyrie Irving by himself. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't want Kyrie by himself. I'm all for the Kyrie and KD thing, but I don't want Kyrie by himself. So for those who are asking what do we do about Kyrie, that's my thoughts on that. All right, guys, been your boy CK. This video came out a lot longer than I expected. I thought it was going to be shorter, but yeah, sorry about not as many edits. I apologize. It is E3 week for me for my video game people out there. You know what that means. So I'm going to be doing that. But if you're out here in LA and you're at E3, show some love to your boy. I'll be there today and tomorrow. Yes, I'm actually recording this the same day you were seeing it. I'm recording and editing it the same day you saw it. So follow me on my socials. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification bell, people. It's been your boy CK. You know what it is. Let's get it. I'm out of here.